Hello, my name is Gwion, and in today's video we're going to be looking at two films that I've recently made of model railway shows that I went to last weekend, the M5M50 show and the Cardiff Model Railway Show, two really good small shows, and then after that we'll be looking at what I managed to pick up at the shows. So we'll first start with the M5M50 show. So there we have it, the M5M50 show. It was a really good show with some very high quality layouts there. So next up is a short film of the Cardiff Model Railway Show. So that was the Cardiff Model Railway Show. Again, lots of great layouts there and some good traders. Met a lot of familiar faces. It was really good catching up with people. So let's check out what I picked up at both shows. Let's start off, I got a pair of coaches, or pieces of rolling stock HO from Lilliput. So here's the first one. Looks like some sort of luggage compartment, kind of guards van kind of feature. I'm not entirely sure. HO isn't something I've done a lot of, HOE in this case, but this is going to be for a layout that I worked on recently that you'll all soon see, hopefully. And the second one is to accompany that. It's a bogie coach, and yeah, I really like this. It was only a shame that they only had one there. I'd kind of like to get a second one of these, so if anyone out there has one and they're willing to sell it, then give me a shout. I might be interested in picking up a second one of these. But they're going to go really nicely with one of my Lilliput locos I picked up recently. At the same time, on the 009 stand, I picked up a couple of bits from their pound bits and bobs box. So here we have the chassis for a tender, probably like a Graham Farish GWR tender Hall or a Castle or something like that. And as well as that, picked up this, which seems to be some sort of kit bashed tender. It's quite it's quite hideous in its state. I mean, it probably looked a lot nicer when it was in its original state, but I probably imagine it was maybe a tender or something. I see some coal in there. I'm not entirely sure what it was, but I intend to just take it apart and use it for bits. There's some nice gears and in there, and yeah, otherwise I'm not that fussed about the rest of it. At the same, while I was also there, I picked up there's a Modelcraft cutting mat, 300 by 220 millimeters, 3mm thick. Just something a bit bigger than what I'm currently using, which is the Bachmann one that comes part of their toolkit. I thought something a little bit bigger might be a bit more useful. It was cheap. Someone was selling it next to their layout, so I thought, yeah, this is a good thing for me to use. And then after the show, we popped over to Cheltenham and we went to the Cheltenham Model Centre. And I was looking around and I saw Oxford's Dean Goods there, and I'd noticed recently that Hattons were offering snowplows, separate accessory snowplows for them, and I thought, well, you know, if we could find one of them, that'd be awesome. But I couldn't see them at the time, and about 10 minutes later, Richard points over to the side, and there, pinned on a pegboard, was a snowplow accessory pack. For £5.50, so only being £50 more than that on Hattons, and I could pick it up there in a shop. I thought it was a brilliant deal, so I went and grabbed it. So I'm very pleased with finding this. I don't know how long it would have been before I picked one up otherwise, so it was really good. And it was nice to see the Cheltenham Model Centre. I've never been over there before. It's a really nice shop. If you're in the area, definitely recommend checking it out. The Cardiff Model Railway Show, and this is an event organised by three South Wales model clubs: the Cardiff 4mm, the North Gwent Railway Model Group, and Cardiff Model Engineering Society. And there was a decent selection of layouts and traders there to look through. Among them, I picked up a couple of things. No locos or rolling stock this time as such. Although, saying that, I do have a towed brake van in the form of this ratio kit. So I intend to probably use this to make a smaller diagram towed brake van. I've done one in the past, and I want to probably try and do one again, maybe a bit better this time. But the first attempt was alright, so hopefully this will get turned into one at a later point. I think the diagram is AA7. So yeah, they're a really fun little tiny little brake van, and I like them a lot. So if I can make another one with this kit, that'd be awesome. Moving on, I picked up this air pump from Taffale Models, and it's just a cheap little air pump, and you can use this to just pump air into maybe a a vape or something like that to produce smoke effects. That's what I'm intending to use this one for. I've done them with bigger ones in the past, so I'm hoping this smaller one might make it a bit easier, and maybe if I can fit it in an O-gauge loco or something, that'd be pretty cool. So something to play with at some point. I'm not sure when, but there's that. Next up, I picked up some glue. This Power Bond Long Life Industrial Strength adhesive from the glue guy. I think he was listed at on the show page. That's just a bundle of glues and accessories. We've got a glue, we've got this release, and we've got some putty. Not much to say here, it's glue. I also found in a kind of £5 bits box a Weissman signal unit. So it's basically a coil actuator that moves the rod up and down, that allows you to control a signal. I'm probably going to use this to animate a figure instead, depending on how far the throw goes on this. But I don't really need I don't need this for a signal. I just wanted to get it to experiment with. It was a £5, it's second hand. It should work okay, but I'll test it at some point and see what we can make of that. And finally, I popped over to Stephen's stand, Stephen Dodd, team member, and picked up a couple of items there. Unfortunately, he wasn't around on the day. He's actually away at the moment. But I picked up a couple of Lay's 6-pin decoders, as well as a stay alive capacitor, one of the bigger ones. So we'll have a little play with that at some point. And a King TTS decoder, sound decoder, at £35 was a really good deal. Normally going for 45 plus everywhere else, so I was happy with that. And that concludes everything that I bought from the Cardiff show. So there we have it, the M5M50 show along with the Cardiff Model Railway Show. Two brilliant exhibitions with good traders and excellent layouts. I'd now like to thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.